So initially, I just wanted to get a feel of learning blades. So around Christmas time, they start taking kids out. They take trips. We get snow. So I had all my kids do that introduction to AI, to sort of get a feel of how they were going to do, and it was so helpful. Um, because right about then, all the news was coming out about AI, and they really became educated on what it was. We had great conversations, and I have a wide variety of learners this year, really at all age levels. Just seventh and eighth grade. I usually have sixth grade, but I don't have any sixth grade this year. And it really was helpful that it would read to some of them. I would have it read to me because it makes me focus more. But they all found success. I asked them to do it to 80% or better. That was sort of, I just sort of picked that. Um, and I found that unless they just weren't paying attention, they were able to achieve that 80, or if they were just clicking through. So, and I would say out of the 100% of kids who have been on it, I'd say 97% have finished the AI. And then we did, I started the submarines, the build beneath the waves, and they've all done the additive manufacturing. And then we started on the non-destructive testing, because as I was looking through this time of year, my big activity I do with my kids that they love, they're so competitive between my two schools, is the egg drop. And like, it made me seem like a genius. Like I just planned all this, the submarine and the egg drop all together, because it talks about the egg drop being destructive testing and non-destructive testing. And they've really gotten to that. And um, we were out of school for like a month and a half. And I've had some kids who recently just had to have alternative assignments. And that's a great way of letting them keep up when they were able to take their computers home, and just keep learning no matter what the day brings. Sometimes I've had them for 20 minutes. Sometimes, like tomorrow, I'll have a sub. And if the sub doesn't feel comfortable with them building on their egg drop, then I said they can do learning blades. And I can see how long they're on there. And it's really been wonderful, and they've been interested in everything that they've done so far.
I love that. And then thinking about your project for the cohort, what is the project that you did and how was Learning Blade kind of supportive or incorporated within that?
I really think without Learning Blade this year, I wouldn't have made it to the submarines, because we had taken part in the design challenge last year, and my students, my seventh graders, were so into participating. We ended up not coming back to school until middle February, or like only a few days in January. So we had to use all the time to get that in. And so I started some other kids on Learning Blades, and seeing how excited they were. Um, and then just how it would work with the egg drop, and that I could just sort of form the rest of the school year around that, using it as a hybrid learning. Um, it just worked its way in. And then, in the cohort, we really look at not just science and math, even though it's science, engineering, math, but I love the way it links the social studies and the literature, and that it's cool that every activity set of four has that clearly defined. And I think that I'll be able to get other teachers in other areas using it next year too, as like a supplement of
Oh, yeah.
fun activity. They do like things for testing, and I think the kids like it because it doesn't feel like it's for testing. you know, they could tell very clearly that Study Island, and I hate to say names, but it's very helpful for skills. But this is like that they get excited about the missions and being on the teams and that.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think our content is testing prep adjacent, right?
Yeah, it's high interest.
Yeah,
High
yeah,
interest.
definitely relative and
Mhm.
relatable to their lives. Very cool. Well, Holly, is there anything else you'd like to add about Learning Blade or any way that we can support you or anything like that?
Well, you guys have been so supportive. I'd love to see. I know it's hard for a teacher to bring it into the classroom, like to start to commit, but really, and I'm one of those people that get overwhelmed. I want to do all the things, But this is something that I'm keeping in my class, and it will always be it'll always be there for if I have to. My child's sick, I have an emergency day. The kids, once they learn how to get on it, and they learn how to start doing things, it's just get on learning blades. And I even like made up exit slips there for a while for them to write about their takeaways and stuff. Now they know to do it in their they do it for their bell ringer. I'll be like, write down what you did yesterday. And so it's just really become a nice addition to the class that I can lean on when I need it, and
Yeah.
then I can supplement. So I just really wish more teachers would give it a try. It's overwhelming with so many options. I say just pick one and go for it, and then your kids will get to know it and you'll get to know it.